Here's a choice of food and drink to satisfy anyone and everyone. You'll find something to please you to add to your evening's enjoyment. Something to please all tastes and age groups.
Reluctant Detective is it's fun. It gives you a fun ride.
That's about as good as I can do. British style, wacky comedy caper.
They'll see it at a theater near you.
The Reluctant Detective is a recapturing of the 1940s movie detective story that was very, very popular, and I think will be popular again because of things like this, productions like this.
Not only was it fun for me, but it's going to be a real, I think, roller coaster ride for the audience where, like, you know, you're not going to know what's going to happen. It's going to be suspenseful. It's going to be mysterious. So definitely get out there and see it, okay? Otherwise, Tommy's going to come for you. Like, I'm all that threatening anyway.
The writing is phenomenal in this, and I think I went longer than a sentence, but it's a really good ride.
Well, the script, first of all, is amazing. It's so well written by Chris Lombardi. So it started off on a different level right there.
It's a pretty cool idea. It's a guy who's an actor, and his wife's family lives in this small town, so they go and visit. And the town is just like caught in, like, not literally a time warp, but everything's kind of behind in this town. So anyways, he goes there and this murder happens, and he ends up getting tied into this this murder mystery, and it's clever. It's very clever.
We had such a limited budget, and we ended up shooting at my grandfather's house. So he kindly let us in for the first 13 days. And after about halfway through the first, he realized what it entailed and the scope that it turned into, from just me and Eric and our friends shooting a film to having a grip department, a sound department. It just mushroomed into a real film set.
Golden, pure, creamery butter, rich, flavorful, satisfying. That's what it takes for the finest buttered popcorn, and that's what we use. See for yourself why there's no Showtime treat to equal the crisp, delicious flavor of hot popcorn that's bathed in real melted butter. It's at the concession stand now.
Fish, well, he's kind of a lovable character. He's a thief, you know, and he's from Jersey, and he visits this town every once in a while to kind of clean it up, get what he can out of it, make some money.
So Lou came in and he auditioned for the role of Nicky Sargenti. Nailed it, got the role. The email went out with the casting, congratulating everyone. So he saw that the Fish character was TBA. We were still looking for a Fish like a week and a half before we were going to start filming. That's really crunch time. So he emails me one day, and he's just like, so I see you have the role of Fish. It's not cast yet. And he's like, I can do that if you want. The more I thought about it, and the more I looked into his credits and his credentials, we should get him to play Fish like he wants.
And I was interested in it because it was being shot in Connecticut, and that happens to be where I'm located. So I inquired about it and got to see the script, and I really fell in love with it. I thought it was written very well. So I pursued it.
I like the whole the whole sort of 40s feel to it, and I'd never done anything like that, so that was exciting to give a try.
On the role, I didn't do any research, because to me, a thug is a thug is a thug. I didn't really have to research that too much, but the era, when I found out they're kind of doing a period piece in the 40s, I did look at some of the older stuff that was all black and white stuff, and I just wanted to see what kind of tempo they had, what the way they worked things and stuff like that. But I didn't get real deep into it.
Also, once you put on those clothes, you put on these double-breasted suits and stuff, and you grow a mustache, you put on a fedora, all of a sudden you feel kind of like that character.
As an actor, you have to have a connection with your character, or the camera's going to pick that up. So you have to find a connection. Even if you have to dig, you'll find a connection. And in this case, this character, Fish, he was just happy-go-lucky. Everything was cool to him, and I'm kind of like that. So I went with that. Obviously, I'm not a thug. So I took the happy-go-lucky part, and I think you'll see on screen that that part of it shines with me. I like that part.
The most rewarding thing is working with cool people. You meet talented filmmakers, and just doing the work, and when everybody's happy with what's going on, everybody's on the same page, and everybody puts their egos aside and just works together and as one team. I think that's the most rewarding part, and especially when you see the film and you're happy with it.
It's just amazing to see how you can take a house and build a whole set and see a room transformed into this whole other world, and to see the room before and after. It was just amazing.
And now meet the star of our show. Symbol of a treat that quality made famous. America's most famous ice cream treat, Eskimo pie. Creamy, delicious ice cream made even more exciting with smooth, rich chocolate coating and wearing the label of quality, known the world over. Eskimo pie, the treat you know is tops because it carries its pledge of quality right on the back of the bag. Be sure you save the bags for valuable premiums. Get famous Eskimo pie at our refreshment stand now. It's America's anytime taste treat. Finest ice cream, finest chocolate. It's delicious.
You have 10 minutes till showtime.
I was inspired by sort of that genre, that old style of acting where if you watch those old movies, people talk different. It's very strange.
So I basically started with a voice, oh, Nikki, it's terrible. And then it comes with little movements, and that's basically how Charmaine comes out.
Here's a new taste treat. The corn dog. Plump, juicy wieners are dipped in a thick, golden, southern-style corn batter that seals in all their freshness and flavor. If you like hot dogs, you'll love corn dogs. Everybody does. Try a corn dog with your favorite beverage. At the refreshment corner now. Corn dogs.
Biggest obstacle, other than the heat?
It was really hot.
It seemed like every time I came, it was about 200 degrees in the house, and there was this giant light that you would see on like the George Washington Bridge that was in the kitchen, and so the house was pretty hot.
It was humid as hell, and we were working in small rooms with lots of lights, so I literally sweat through my suit, like literally. Like you can see sweat on the outside of my suit. It just gets so hot, man, my brain is melting.
I was sweating profusely. I was soaking wet from head to toe.
So let's talk about the first day of filming. Now, besides it being hot, we don't have to keep talking about that.
What is it?
Say, what is it? Hey, why, it's Buttercup. Popcorn, add sweet cream butter to hot popcorn. Mix it up, wrap it up, Buttercup is born.
It's delicious.
So nutritious.
It's a taste delight.
It's so munchy,
crisp and crunchy.
You'll enjoy each bite. Eat butter-drenched Buttercup, popcorn at its best.
Served in a king-size cup.
It beats all the rest.
The cast, of course, was great, but the crew was a very, very large crew for an independent film. You know, it's that we had people for everybody. We had extra layers of people, so there was never one guy doubling up and doing an ineffective lighting job or an ineffective miking job or something like that. There was just plenty of guys doing everything that we needed.
I mean, I already just, you know, saw the little bits of ADR work I had to do, the voice dubbing that I had to, and I just got to see a little bit of the film, and I mean, the quality is just fantastic. I mean, and it's really nice to see, especially after, you know, all those times where you get one little thing here and you'd be like, oh God, are they really gonna notice that? You know, like, but when you go down and look at it, it's really nice to see, you know, how good the film looks, and you know, it's really nice because then you can kind of lose yourself in it, as I like to say.
Show starts in 6 minutes.
Well, it was hard with the whole period aspect of it.
This movie takes place, as anybody can tell you, it takes place in the 1940s. That's my impression. I'm sticking with it.
When does the movie take place? I thought it was the 50s, right?
It takes place in current time, but the town we are working in, you know, my partner and I robbing, it kind of is stuck in the 40s. So everything that's going on there, it's like the 40s. But we are in current time. So there's times in the movie you'll see current things going on. But yet, most of the people in that town are going to be from the 40s. So it's a really neat idea.
50s, 60s, I'm guessing. No, it can't be 60s. 60s is too hippity-dippity, right? I always thought it was, well, maybe it's earlier. It might be earlier. It's got to be pre-50s. That's my guess.
It feels very period to me. I know that it's supposed to pretty much be present day in this town that's kind of stuck in time a little bit. And we spend most of the time in the town. There's a little bit, you know, driving over here and being on the train, but it felt very period to me.
Popcorn, candy, ooh, hot dog, popsicle. Oh boy, Ben orange.
Show starts in 4 minutes.
Not that our director was green, but he was kind of new to filmmaking. And to watch him go from what he was doing in the beginning and making this film to where he ended up in the end, to watch him grow, was really cool. He's a great guy, so it was fun to watch.
Cut.
Cut.
She fall out of frame too much?
Yeah, she goes a little too high on the
Elisa, too high and don't pull out too much. Other than that, it was perfect. All right, let's reset and go right away.
Chris is very, very involved in this and very serious about it, but he has a very light touch, so he doesn't get too carried away with himself. I think that is a potential characteristic of movie directors.
Chris is a pretty humble guy. You know, it was really nice working with him. And he's very driven, and I enjoyed it. I liked working with Chris.
He cracks the whip, but in a way that is understandable. I didn't see any mutinies going on in his sets because he has reasonable demands.
Chris is a very talented individual, and I noticed that as soon as I came here and I saw, you know, to the extent of what he was putting his family through and, you know, what he had going here.
We filmed here at Chris's grandpa's house, and he's a very sweet old guy. It was interesting. He was around, and as you said, he was in the background of one of the shots at one point, just kind of walking through in the background, doing his thing, and you can hear him now if you listen. He's trucking around. I think he just stopped walking. There he goes.
Show starts in 2 minutes.
Yes, Toddy, the chocolate malt in a can.
It's so good hot. It's so good cold.
It hits the spot with young and old.
Yes, Toddy pleases everybody. Delicious chocolate malted toddy, made with rich, real milk, not powdered milk.
So come and get it, everybody. It's time to drink your chocolate toddy.
Delicious.
Well, the whole experience was great. I mean, you're working with friends. So every scene is great, and then in between takes, you get to hang out and laugh. And we were here a bunch of days, and you're in that bubble, that acting bubble. You don't know what time of day it is, what day of the week. You're just, you're called to set in 5 minutes, and that's the only place you have to be. So the whole thing was kind of magical, I guess.
I loved working with them. I connected with them almost instantly, which is rare for me. I mean, I've been on a lot of films, and I did connect with other people on other films. Actually, I'm still very good friends with some of them. But these two, the two main characters, the chemistry was phenomenal right from the start. And I think you do see it in some of our scenes. And as the scenes progress, you'd see it gets better and better with us. So.
I mean, I had a really good time with all of them. They were really great people to work with. I mean, all of them were really fun. It was nice because, it's always nice being with a group of people who kind of knows when to work hard, play hard, It's like when we were in it, it's like everyone was very committed, and when the film was rolling, you knew what you had to do, where you had to be, and then it was kind of like, once cut was called, it was kind of like, oh, we can relax and kind of hang out and have a little fun, definitely.
The management of this theater thanks you for your patronage.
On with the show.